Warhammer Online is best known for its PvP and faction war systems, but it also features a wealth of PvE content, including various dungeons and raids rich in Warhammer lore that a dedicated PvE design team is working hard on bringing up to modern standards. Very recently, a major milestone was reached by the Return of Reckoning team, and the first brand new dungeon has been released since I believe 2009, when Mythic released the Hunter's Veil and the Wild Hunt, which makes this new instance called Dragonback Pass the first dungeon in 15 years. One of the main exciting features of Dragonback Pass is that its content is designed uniquely for both factions, and the Forces of Destruction are helping Gitbag the Thief Collector gathering more trophies, while the Forces of Order are assisting the Dawi, Grom Brindleson rescue captured gyrocopter pilots from the Greenskin. Both scenarios are well designed and flow smoothly, backed by high-quality Warhammer writing and brand new voice acting delivering fun and engaging experience modern MMO players would expect now.
Well, the last group that came to help all died.
No, they didn't. Listen, you all are the first reinforcements today that...
They split that Elgi right in half, too.
Dragonback Pass Dungeon was designed specifically for new players joining Return of Reckoning, and so it is roughly level 9 instance with bosses and mechanics that teach core abilities and role responsibilities for newcomers, to prepare them for not just harder instances later, but also what is expected of players in PvP, which you will see once we get to the individual bosses. As an incentive, the entire dungeon is also filled with valuable items and loot for all careers if you care about better weapons and equipment, especially getting your first helmet, we know how important those are, and if you're a certified explorer or a lore enthusiast, then the designers have also sprinkled various secrets and bonus bosses you can look for, and be rewarded with a unique Trollhide cloak. With that said, let's move over to the bosses and their mechanics. As you can see, I named this chapter Resurrection, and that's because each of the 3 bosses in Dragonback Pass teach a core element of the game players need to learn, and the first boss is teaching healers how to revive others. Destruction fights the Slayer Olbrin Grobyhewer, while Order will face Grubba Bitterhewer the Chuppa. If you listen carefully, your faction guides who accompany you on your quest will always explain and in fact hint at the mechanics happening in the upcoming fights, so you can prepare for them and know what is coming.
Just be cautious and have a healer ready to quickly patch it together if one of you happens to, die instantly.
The main mechanic of this boss, as I said, will be marking a certain player for death with a skull icon above them, dooming them for certain death, so the healers in your party need to be ready for revives as soon as possible. This is fairly straightforward. As a secondary mechanic here, DPS players also need to look out for offensive and defensive buffs spawning to enhance the bosses and destroy them immediately. In Olbrin's case, they will be Dawi banners, while Grubba spawns hilarious Morkengork dung piles, effigies for himself. So just quickly run up and destroy them. There should be 3 of these objects spawning overall all around the arena. As a tank, just remember to face the bosses away from your party members, as they will have cleaving area abilities attacking in front of them. The next boss is a big favorite of mine, especially in Destruction side, as this is where the voice acting really shines in my opinion. Your party will first meet the boss on the Dragon Pass bridge, where they will challenge you to choose a champion who will face them on one-on-one combat to the death.
Ready? 1, 2, squid, fortress, get, shroom,
This is a proper one-on-one duel that you can engage if you follow their instructions, so if you fancy, you can choose a champion and begin the duel for a fun surprise waiting for you at the very end. Now, if you choose to battle them with your party though, as the chapter title suggested, the main mechanic here is another healer one, where damaging curses will have to be cleansed from players, otherwise they will take heavy amounts of damage and die. Both bosses will announce when and who they are about to curse, so healers shouldn't have any trouble as long as they have unlocked your cleanse abilities. For the rest of the team, there are additional mechanics to look out for. Players will be marked with a red glowing light indicating something's bad about to happen, and it's advised to walk away from your friends as damaging area spells will be casted upon you, removing large areas from the boss arena from being safe, so this is essentially managing your space. The second mechanic, much more visible on Order's side of the dungeon, is a lesson about knockbacks or punts in the game, and to avoid standing near ledges. If you don't position yourself properly, you might find yourself flying down the valley, so just be smart about it and stand closer to the mountain. As a tank, again, remember to face the boss away from the party due to cleaving area attacks. After successfully defeating Blixit and Grimthor, it is time to face the final and most challenging boss of the dungeon, the Dowie Borgrund Ironwain and Torgrut Beertaker. As the title suggests, this is a guard mechanic tutorial designed for tanks. If you haven't noticed yet, each tank has a guard ability from level 1 that acts as a personal shield to any selected player in your party, reducing their damage taken by 50% as long as you stay within the ability's range. What guard actually does is it shares damage taken between the selected player and the tank equally, while the tank is still able to mitigate a large amounts of that damage on themselves thanks to their defenses and shields, thus preventing insane amounts of incoming damage against you. Luckily, before this mechanic happens, a green shield will appear above the targeted player so the tank will be able to recognize and guard swap over in time, so just keep your eyes peeled for this icon. This is the most punishing mechanic in the dungeon, as if the tank misses to switch the guard in time, a player will die instantly and healers won't be able to resurrect them to teach another late game boss mechanic called Terror. Terror is just basically another mechanic preventing you from being revived during a boss fight, so play carefully. Meanwhile, for the rest of the party, similar mechanics from before will appear, like the red lights dropping area attacks on you, and DPS players will have to kill ads spawning every now and then trying to kill your healers, so just switch over and focus them down before continuing hitting the bosses. Once these bosses are defeated, a short monologue will play from your quest guides to congratulate you on the completion of Dragonback Pass. Now, like I said earlier, there are secrets sprinkled across the whole dungeon, and there's 4 bonus bosses that are worth defeating, as each of them will reward you with purple equipment to use and a special cool looking cloak at the very end. The first secret you need to look for is a harmless fishing gobbo or dwarf at the northern swamp area of Dragonback Pass called the Lazy Fishing Git or Fishwife Dwarf, who upon defeat will drop the party a fish that you can place in an empty basket on the tip of the second landmass from the west. The smell of the yummy fish will spawn an interested neighbor from the mountains called Fishgut, who drops healer weapons after defeated. You will quickly notice a trend here that each boss is a nearby troll and the next one is a cave troll. After defeating the final boss in the enemy war camp, if you explore a little bit further, you will be able to find either a captured dwarf or a captured goblin you can rescue from their cage in exchange for a cannon fuse. You can take this fuse below the bridge to find the lonely cannon that upon firing will open the way into a nearby cave where you can defeat Goat Stealer, who drops weapons for your DPS players. While traveling across the marshes and the main dungeon, you will also notice several wounded gyrocopter pilots lying around that you can interact with. If you find all 4 of them scattered around, then a new event will open up in the southmost area of the river with a final gyrocopter pilot and the stone troll called Dambuster. Dambuster drops weapons for your tanks. Finally, if you have defeated all the 3 trolls around, an event will occur saying that there was a landslide to the north of you, spawning these 3 rocks on the mountainside that you can climb, just to find the final troll laying about called Stitchwort. Once you defeat all of the 4 trolls in Dragonback Pass, it will unlock a special Tome of Knowledge entry explaining how you can purchase a special Trollhide cloak from either Karazakarak or Karak 8 Peaks in the respective areas, the Oathbearer headquarters or the Bloody Some Boys headquarters. Now, there are other secrets and cool trivia hidden around Dragonback Pass, but that is pretty much everything major you can explore and find in this brand new dungeon. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe for more Warhammer Online content, as there's more coming. But with that said, thank you for watching, hope you had a blast with the dungeon, and I'll see you all in the next one.